Access to Apprenticeship was developed at DIT to support young people from disadvantaged communities to secure an apprenticeship position. Over a 12-week programme, we introduced young people to the range of apprenticeships that we have in DIT.
They taught us 13 different apprenticeships, so everything plumbing, electrical, sheet metal, metal fabrication.
And they just showed us the basics of what would be happening day to day if you picked one of these.
You sample the trades, it kind of gives you an idea of what you might like, what you mightn't like.
A lot of these young people don't want to sit in the classroom, so it's really important that we get them into the workshops and making things and doing. If they go into something that they know and they love, then they're more likely to stay and they're more likely to have a more varied and diverse careers.
The apprentices that have come through the programme are certainly more focused. They have a much better idea of what they want to do because they obviously get to see the different trades and experience them a little bit.
It wasn't what I was expecting at all. I thought we'd sit down and people who did the trades would talk to us about them. But we actually got a really good hands-on experience, so we were learning as we went along.
I hadn't a clue what I was going to do before. I was afraid to pick something in case I didn't like it. Because I'd done the course, had that little bit of experience to know what I wanted to do and if I was good at it and enjoyed it.
Because I thought I wanted to do motor mechanics because my dad was a mechanic, but then when I actually seen it, I thought this actually isn't for me. When we done the electrical and wiring up the board and stuff, was really interesting. That was the one I enjoyed the most.
I was like, grand, I'll go in, I'll try carpentry and I'll get a job in carpentry. But then I went in and I tried all the trades and I got to do welding and I loved welding and got to do a bit of plumbing with the welding and see how important welding is in plumbing.
You might change your opinion about what you want to do completely. I wanted to become an electrician, but after I'd done the course, it gave me an insight into plumbing, then I liked it the most, so I just picked that. I wouldn't have been happy being an electrician, I know that now. It would have been tough coming into work every single day.
We think it's invaluable because when we take an apprentice on as a company, it's kind of potluck. The guys or girls who come through the 12 weeks, they've shown that they want to work, they want to train, they want to be an apprentice. So we know that we have a good candidate here for us when we get our hands on them, so it's brilliant scheme.
DIT has a strong tradition of access, so we have the networks across the schools and the community organisations. So we're really working with them to target young people who are at the right stage in their development to really take advantage of what we're offering here.
Before I went to the IT, I was working in a warehouse. It's kind of dead end, long hours, minimum wage.
I was just in a warehouse, just driving forklifts. It's not enjoyable and you don't really learn that much. I wasn't able to step up the ladder.
So I had been in college before, but I found that academic studies wasn't really for me. I went to an all-girls school as well, so no one spoke about apprenticeships. It just wasn't a thing. You hear about it the boys going to apprenticeships and that's it. So I hadn't a clue I could do it, and then getting into college was kind of forced, and that's also what made me not like college. I felt like I had to do it.
Apprenticeship is becoming more competitive and more difficult for the young people who traditionally would have secured apprenticeships to actually secure apprenticeships today. Those young people who don't have the social capital, they don't have the networks.
If we look at the construction industry as a whole, most of construction work is in inner city Dublin. There's a community there, there's a pool, an untapped resource that aren't given a chance for apprenticeships. They don't know where to go, they don't know how to approach employers. Through the scheme, they get access to people like ourselves, and then they have a chance to go for an apprenticeship where before they just didn't know where to turn.
I was applying for apprenticeships literally everywhere, but no one would get back to me. I think they wanted experience, but it's kind of hard to find experience then.
If I didn't get that course, I didn't really know what to do, but very happy I got it.
I wasn't trying to get any apprenticeships because I didn't know it was an option for me. I didn't know that you could do a course before you even did an apprenticeship. I thought it was just you know someone and they give you an apprenticeship. I feel like if I had the option to know apprenticeships was a thing for me, I could have been halfway through my time now, which would have been nice.
The companies that we worked with throughout Access to Apprenticeship were companies that DIT already had a relationship with, so it was easy to go to them and say, would you help us to do this programme? These are also companies that are hiring apprentices.
Designer Group do mechanical and electrical services, engineering. We have approximately 170 apprentices on the books at present.
We would have anywhere between 180 and 200 apprentices within Jones Group, a mix between mechanical and electrical.
We speak a lot about social capital, supporting these young people to meet people in these companies and to get confidence around dealing with people from the companies and to know that they have somebody there that they've met before. So bringing the employers in and having that informal environment where they get to meet and chat with different employers really helps to build their confidence, and when they went out then to the companies, it wasn't as daunting a task as it would have been otherwise.
The employers would come in for employer engagement. That's how I got to meet Simon as well. Knowing I'd be one of the only girls here was a bit daunting, so it was just really nice to have a familiar face and someone I could contact if I needed to.
Talking to groups in DIT was very good because you get to explain the difference between what different companies do. Even though it might be the same trade that they're looking at, different companies have different ways of doing things and different types of jobs and work that they're doing. Each employer gets to talk to each of the apprentices in the class. Although it happens fairly quickly, it gives you a good feel for the quality of people that are there and whether they're enthusiastic and tuned in.
For us to meet those guys or girls and tell them what they can do, it gives them a chance to see what's out there. And through the work placement scheme, it also gives them the chance to see, yeah, I'd like to do this.
We match them with an employer, they do a work placement, and the ultimate aim is to help these young people to get an apprenticeship position with the employer that they do their work placement with. And a lot of the people that we are working with in those companies were apprentices. So they get what it is to be an apprentice, and they were really supportive in helping us to develop a work placement within their own company.
I think bringing somebody in for work placement and having them sweeping the floor or doing something that they wouldn't be doing normally is not good for either side, really. You need to let them experience the trade. I'm passionate about the trade. I got a great lot of satisfaction and fulfillment from it when I was coming through, so hopefully I can give some of that back to the other apprentices now.
I got matched up with a designer and I done 2 weeks. I guess the feedback was good and I started in September. It's a work experience. It kind of gives you like a head start when you're out, and so you have 2 weeks kind of further knowledge than anyone else starting with you.
The work experience helped loads. I done it with designer group and I'm here a year. I got called for phase 2. Hopefully I do well.
The programme that we ran, we had over 50% of the young people move into full apprenticeship. And that was testament to the support from the employers that we worked with.
I would absolutely recommend it. It's a fabulous scheme. It's a chance for people in those communities in the inner city to get access to us as employers. The key thing there that we're trying to encourage as well is to get more women involved in construction. With the DIT scheme, it gives our young girls a chance to see there is a role for them in apprenticeship as well.
I'd hope a lot more of my friends who are girls would be up for doing it, even because I did the course with my sister. One of my other sisters is now looking at it as well.
The thing I enjoy most about being here is coming and just knowing that in the end I'm going to move up and start doing more work on site. Buildings come together and all, knowing that you've done a lot of that work. Live out the rest of your life doing what you love in your job.
I would encourage people to take part in the scheme. We will definitely be taking part in the next phase.
Certainly we'd like to be involved with the programme on an ongoing basis. We're constantly recruiting apprentices, so if we have a source of apprentices coming through who are keen and want to get involved in this trade, I think it's a win-win for everybody.
My advice is literally just go for it. Like, it's just a good course. I would recommend it to anyone.